What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Politics with Steve. All right, so before we get started, I want to take a second, ask everybody to subscribe to my YouTube page, sign up for my email list. Link is below. That is the best way to stay in the loop on all things Politics with Steve. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so the Trump government shutdown has lasted 14 days and counting, right? Now, why do I call it a Trump government shutdown? Well, because Trump himself says that the president is responsible for a shutdown.
My opinion, I hear the Democrats are going to be blamed and the Republicans are going to be blamed. I actually think the president would be blamed. If there is a shutdown, and it's not going to be a horrible shutdown because, as you know, things will sort of keep
Well,
going.
it was a partial shutdown, right?
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States. He's the one that has to get people together.
The president is responsible. Hey, look, those are his words, not mine. You can't only agree to something like that when it's convenient for your argument. Now, people are saying this could be the longest government shutdown ever. Let's talk about the politics of what's happening, because I want that to be crystal clear for people, right? You have on one side the Democrats. The Democrats are saying, y'all, the party in power needs 60 votes, meaning y'all need to negotiate. We just heard Trump say that it's up to the president to bring people together. And the Democrats are saying, we're not going to allow cuts to healthcare in order to pay for tax breaks for the richest 5% of Americans. MAGA, conservatives, Republican voters, do y'all realize the Democrats' position in this fight helps y'all more than us based on the numbers? That is a fact. I want to show y'all this chart put together by Senator Patty Murray, and then we're going to talk about it. All right, so right now we're looking at a tweet, and basically she's showing the 10 states that will face the highest increase in healthcare costs. And then
the 10 states facing the biggest healthcare increases if Republicans refuse to act, all red states. West Virginia, looking at a 387% rate hike for families that rely on ACA tax credits. Wyoming, 382%. Alaska, 346% rate hike. Tennessee, 320%. Mississippi, 314%. That is 5 red states where premiums are going to more than quadruple for families that rely on those tax credits. But you know what? Let's keep going. Let's do the next 5.
All right. So we see where this is going. We got the list up here. Again, Republican states will be hit the hardest. They will pay the highest increase for healthcare costs. So right now we have the richest people in the United States successfully convincing the poorest people in the United States to either lose their healthcare or pay more for healthcare. That is literally what's happening. Like, I really wish I was exaggerating when I say that. The Americans for Prosperity organization launched a $20 million campaign to convince the poorest people in the country to give tax breaks to the richest people in the country. In what world does that make sense? Like, who would actually support that? I seen somebody on Threads say something like, nobody defends a billionaire like a hundredaire. That is sadly true. I don't understand it. Like, it will never make sense to me, but again, unfortunately, it's true. And I think that, Republican voters' main grift with Obamacare is the fact that it has Obama's name in it. Like, regardless of the fact that they benefit from it, again, more than, Democrats, it has Obama's name in it. And, Obama is sort of like a boogeyman in a conservative world. So here's the deal. If the Obamacare subsidies expire, a shit ton of people gonna immediately lose health care. And even if you still have health care, you will pay a lot more for that same health care. Even if you have insurance through an employer or some other type of private insurance, it's still going to increase. I mean, so many people are going to lose health care when the Obamacare subsidies expire that everybody else is going to face increased costs to offset some of those losses. If lying was illegal in politics, everybody would be on the Democrat side of this issue. And by the way, I know that, we have free speech in the United States, right? And I'm not obviously advocating for, people to start saying that you can't lie in politics. I would like it, but at the end of the day, we have free speech in the United States, and that would definitely qualify as free speech. But let's say hypothetically, lying was illegal in politics. You would have Democratic voters, Democratic politicians, and Republican voters all against the Republican politicians because most people would say, don't raise my healthcare costs to give the richest 5% of Americans a tax break. But most people have no clue that this is what the actual conversation is about. We got Trump saying stuff like this, right?
Because the Democrats are crazed. They don't know what they're doing. They want to have the border opened up so that criminals can pour in. We're doing unbelievable borders closed and people are coming into our country legally. They continue to want to have men and women sports. They continue to want to have transgender for everyone. They want to raise everybody's taxes at a number that's...
First of all, what the fuck is transgender for everybody? Like, the Democrats can't possibly want that because it makes no sense. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, can somebody explain to me what does that mean? Like, it literally makes no sense. I mean, we've also been told that, Democrats want illegals on healthcare and the only, cost that's being cut from healthcare is for illegals. Bruh, literally not a dime of that money is even able to be spent on any undocumented immigrants. Not before or after this bill would be passed. That is literally just a made up argument that they put there just to argue against it. I mean, if you look at Trump or, any Republicans, they just spray out right-wing buzzwords. Immigrants, transgender, the Obama boogeyman. Again, all lies. Understanding how many people will face increases in healthcare, why would anybody be against what the Democrats are fighting for? They are literally fighting for us. Y'all know one of the saddest things is seeing MAGA in my comments doing mental gymnastics to justify some of this stuff that Trump be doing, right? Like, I posted a video about Trump giving $20 billion to the president of Argentina, and you should see the way they justifying that. It literally does not make sense. Like, it does not make sense to be against the Democrats fighting to keep our healthcare costs down. Personally, I think this whole government shutdown is really just a delay tactic for Trump to avoid releasing the Epstein files, honestly. But either way, we'll see where this goes, and we're going to continue to talk about it.